Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Charmast Wireless Power Bank. So let's just take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a Charmast Wireless Power Bank with a 10,000 mAh battery capacity or power reserve. And now let's go ahead and open up the box. But of course, making a small incision in the shrink wrap and then peeling it off. As such, and setting the box down, let's flip open the box flap and peeling up the other layer or flap to reveal the Charmast Wireless Power Bank and lifting it out from the box. You can see that the power bank is enveloped or encased in that soft case, and just continuing to remove the rest of the contents, taking the cardboard insert out along with the rest of the contents, and it's probably quicker if I just tip them all out just like that, so that all the contents are now completely out from the Charmast Wireless Power Bank's box packaging. And so I'm just going to set the box on the right hand side of the frame, right there. And then now just spreading the contents out across the tabletop so you can have a nice clear view of all the items in the box packaging of this Charmast Wireless Power Bank. So right there, the soft mesh case along with the cables as well. So let's do some quick arrangements right there. Okay, so a nice clear view right across the tabletop with all the accessories and contents of the Charmast Wireless Power Bank with the 10k mAh battery capacity. So let's first take a look at this card. So it does come with a quality assurance certificate, quality QC check certificate. Just going to set that onto the left hand side of the frame right there, and moving on, we have a service card right here with some contact details to contact Charmast customer service should you have any queries or issues with the product, or if you'd like to just say thank you. So right there on the left hand side of the frame, and moving right along, there is a user manual for this wireless power bank, and just taking a look right there to show you the thickness of the user manual, and just flipping it open. So there is a table of contents on the left along with the details about the power bank and how to go about using it. So a user manual and guide and specifications as well right there. So it does cover several languages, and right there is a separate section in a different language, and so on and so forth. So right there is the Charmast user manual for the wireless power bank. And moving right along, you can see that there is a cable right here. So this is a micro USB to USB type A cable. It's right there, giving you a look at the cable close up. So there's a short length of cable, which makes it handy because you don't really want to be carrying too much. But given the wireless charging capacity, well, the main feature of this power bank, you probably want to be using that instead of cables. But sometimes the cables can also be used for charging the power bank as well, or is necessary. So moving right along, there is a double-ended USB-C or USB Type-C cable right here. So once again, that short length of cable, making it quite minimal to carry. So right there, USB-C, end to end. Okay, and moving right along, of course we have, let me do some quick rearrangements right there with the cables on the left hand side or right hand side of the frame, beg your pardon. So at least they're still in the picture right there. Okay, so there is a lovely, as you can see, mesh carry pouch or case for the power bank. You can see my fingers right behind the case, or at least a silhouette of my fingers, and it does have a Charmast tag or branding on it. And it is quite lightweight and will provide some good level of protection and cushioning for your power bank or for the power bank. It does have a drawstring enclosure right there, or opening. So just going to set that, finding a spot somewhere, running out of space. Okay, so I'm just going to set that on the left hand side of the frame right there, partially out of view, but that's just fine. And now we have the main event itself, or main item itself, which is the Charmast Wireless Power Bank. So the feel is quite nice. It does have a noticeable weight to it, not too heavy, like medium kind of expectations in terms of the size, but I think it's more the texture that caught me by surprise. It does have a rubberized type of texture, as you can see right there with the matte finish, and details right there, and specifications on the back of this power bank. Okay, and thickness and size right there. So it is about 1.5 centimeters thick. It does have, as you can see, very unusually suction cups there. So those suction cups are for you to secure or stick the power bank onto the back of your phone to charge wirelessly together, so they don't become separated, and it always maintains that wireless charge. So giving you a look right there at the Charmast Wireless Power Bank with 10,000 milliampere hour battery charge or capacity. So right there. So nice rounded edges as well, so obviously rectangular in shape, and just taking a look at the close-up details. So towards the top end of, or bottom end, depending on how you see it, there are some text to label the ports. So there is a micro USB input port on the left to charge the power bank up, and then an output USB type A or USB-A port in the middle for output to charge any device that can be charged using a USB cable. And then you have a type C, and this type C port is bidirectional, so it does go out or in depending on how you wish to charge your device or the power bank. So pretty interesting with bidirectional ports with that USB port or USB type C port at the end. So bidirectional, two ways of charging the power bank, either by micro USB on the left or USB-C on the right, and that USB-C can be used to charge other devices as well, so output as well as input. So right there, giving you some close-up looks to the suction cups. So the suction cups do kind of stick out slightly, of course, they need to, given their concave design. And there is also a power button on the side with 4 LED to indicate the power reserve, so each one representing 25% of the remaining battery power reserve. So it's nice to see that it is fully charged, or at least all 4 lights are full, so which is nice to see when you receive a new power bank, that it is pretty much ready to go with a full charge. Okay, so of course each one representing 25%, as I mentioned. And let's just tap it again. And it's nice to see that it is white. White is always quite refreshing to see, because blue sometimes does get a little bit tiring, I think. So white does have a versatile kind of color and does suit all kinds of environments. So right there, the Charmast Wireless Power Bank, and that construction, just giving you some idea as to the overall construction. So it does have a plastic body, nice and balanced in weight, with that nice rubberized texture in most parts or majority of the body design. It's right there, Charmast Power Bank. And just to give you a look in terms of the size, resting in the palm of my hand. So yeah, so light to medium in weight, and of course the size, you've just seen the size. And just to give you a look at the suction cups up close, if I press down on them, so you have some idea once we can get focus right there. So they're quite small, and they're quite soft as well, and they're quite thin, so they're not fat and chunky, so quite minimal in design in this power bank. And of course now the only thing to do is to test it out, but of course bring across a Sony Xperia XZ3 Android smartphone, which I've unboxed on the channel before, and it's in the Bling Slim carbon fiber effect TPU case, which I've also unpacked on the channel before. So both the smartphone as well as the case in which it's in. Okay, so right there you can see it is a fairly large phone, and size wise, just to give you an idea of the size of the power bank next to the smartphone right there. Okay, so, and if I set the phone on top of it, let's see what happens. Of course, the suction cup, I don't think it's going to work. It's not really designed to work with a case, and that might limit contact or reduce the wireless charging capabilities as well. So let's see what happens. Let me tap on that power button on the side of the power bank, and you can see there's, oh, it's actually able to detect it, which I'm quite surprised. So you can see that it is charging wirelessly as indicated on the smartphone right there, and of course by the LED status indicator light as well as the icon or symbol. And the interesting thing is there is quite a, by wireless charging standards, there is quite a large gap between my phone and the wireless power bank, yet it is still able to charge, which is quite impressive, because I've obviously unboxed wireless charging pads before, and sometimes even resting directly with the case on wireless charging pads, it struggles. Some pads do struggle to detect my phone, but in this case, with even a phone case on, no issues there. And given that separation between the phone or phone case and the power bank itself, it is still charging quite happily right there. So very, very good detection, quite impressed. No struggles as I normally do when it comes to wireless charging pads, but this time around this is a wireless charging power bank, which is quite impressive, and I'll see this as being the future standard of wireless charging or mobile charging, since it does reduce clutter and does make it convenient and does preserve your ports as well on your mobile device. Okay, so right there, let's tap on that button again, just resting the smartphone right there. And obviously there was a warning right now, right then. I kind of missed it, but nonetheless, let's see if we can resume, or so I've just kind of hexed myself right there. Obviously I pushed away that notification, but nonetheless you did see that charging happen initially when I placed the smartphone right on top. And let's remove the case and see how well those suction cups adhere to the case back. So you can see it does have a slightly curved case back on the Sony Xperia XZ3. Nonetheless, let's just plonk just very lightly, you can see, and it does provide that very impressive suction. I've not really pressed the phone down at all onto the suction cup, which I will do right now just to make sure that all the suction cups are in contact with the phone's case back, to make sure that we have full application there, and you can see nice and secure. Let's turn on the charging, and right there you can see that it is now charging wirelessly. So back there, no issues there. And it does have, of course, quick charging as well as power delivery as well, depending on your mobile device if you charge using the cables. But yeah, so pretty cool right there with the charging wirelessly indicated on the mobile and on screen as well right there. And those LEDs do stay on. Let's tap on the power button on the left and see what happens. Does it turn off or disable the power supply? And right there it does. So you do have control as well, so you can keep your phone stuck to the power bank and still be able to control the power supply to the smartphone. So pretty convenient there. And are you able to charge other devices as well? So let's find out. So we do have, of course, the micro USB cable, so we're just going to charge another device. So I do have the Soundpeats True Free Plus wireless earphones, which I've unboxed very recently, and let's charge that. So it does have a micro USB port on the back end of the charging case, just plugging that at the back, and of course charging or plugging the type A end into the wireless power bank, and you can see straight away that the wireless earphones charging case is now charging away right there, and the LEDs showing the battery reserve is on. Let's press and hold on the power button and see if that disables the power supply. So that's good right there, giving you some control in terms of the power delivery or power control in regards to charging your devices. So pressing or tapping that button on, and let's see what happens. Maybe pressing for a longer duration perhaps. So always read the instructions as well, just to make sure that you are actually using the product or any electronic device correctly. Okay, so maybe not, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but then let's unplug it and plug the cable back in, and right there we've resumed the power supply. So right there, very easy to use, just simply plug and play. And of course, if you want to disable power, just press on the power button or press and hold on the power button to cut the power supply to your mobile device right there. Okay, and let's try one more thing, and that is to charge both devices at the same time and see if that is capable of doing that. And of course, there is that USB-C cable as well that can provide output power as well. So it goes both ways, either in or out. So let's put the USB-C end and connect that. And you can see that the phone is now charging. And let's plug the micro USB end, making sure it's the right orientation. And both devices are happily charging away. Not sure how well you can see that, but right there, both status indicator lights of the devices are showing that they are being charged by the Charmast Wireless Power Bank. And once again, we can cut the supply, of course, by pressing and holding on the power button right there. And just like that, we have disabled power supply to the devices. And right now, I'm going to see what happens if I place the smartphone on top of the Charmast power bank right now. And once again, instantly feeling that suction of the suction cups of the power bank on the case back of the mobile. You can see just how strong that is. You can see how lightly I've pressed. I've not even applied full pressure on all these suction cups, as I've only just touched or pressed down on the edges of the phone. Okay, just trying to get that, figure out how to get the power of the wireless charger going again, which seems a little bit of a struggle just for me personally because I've not read the user manual, so don't do what I do. And let's pluck the phone off and just pulling out the cables just to bring it back to the basics right now, keeping it nice and simple in terms of wireless charging. So just setting the cables back down onto the tabletop and just going to show you the wireless charging again, if I can do so in just a moment. So just showing you the cables right there, the USB-C as well as the micro USB. So the USB-C double-ended of course, and once again this time around going to put the Bling Slim TPU carbon fiber effect case back on the Sony Xperia XZ3 Android smartphone, and let's see if I put both devices together, will it start charging again? Okay, so maybe there is a slight delay in terms of resuming charge, or perhaps I need to just enable the power bank again. So just experimenting here without even reading the user manual. So not a wise thing to do, but that's something I always just go ahead and wing it anyway. So let's see what happens right there. So right there, the charge has resumed right there on the power bank. So there's no real need to press on the power button at all. As soon as the phone comes into contact with the power bank, it should start charging. So just making sure, well, of course you can read that at your own time as well. So okay, so I'm just pressing and holding on the power bank right now. Okay, so just checking and waiting for those LEDs to go down, and we will give it another try. So right there, phone is completely in the off, the power bank is completely in the off mode and the phone is completely in standby mode. Let's see what happens if we put them back together. Do I need to press on the button for the power bank? Let's find out. So making sure that there's no contact or anything like that, just playing around right here in regards to the contact area. But once again, you can see it really does stick so well. Those suction cups, I'm really impressed. No water contact or anything like that, and you can hear just how well that grips. It was just the weight of the phone just resting on those suction cups. So really impressed right there. So very secure suction right there. What was I trying to do? Trying to get the charge to resume. Okay, so do I need to wake the phone up? No, I don't. Let's tap on the power bank then, on the power button right there. And it does appear to have right there the two kind of lighting modes, because there is a slight faint green on the first LED. So always read the instructions before operating, so you have a full understanding of how to actually use the product and not do what I do right here. So, but nonetheless, it is wirelessly charging right now. So right there indicated there, as well as the charging wirelessly showing. Of course, just plucking the phone off. And right there, setting both devices down and just giving you an overall look at the Charmast Wireless Power Bank. So that's the Charmast Wireless Power Bank. Thanks for watching and happy charging!